Welcome back. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with visiting Kuwaiti Minister of Justice Yaqub Abdel Mohsen El Sana on Wednesday. The meeting had covered on issues on the agenda of the Executive Council of the Arab Justice Ministers. Those included activating mechanisms to implement anti-terrorism agreements and boosting judicial cooperation in the field of combating terrorism and human trafficking. During the meeting, President al-Sisi stressed on the importance of enhancing Arab cooperation to face regional challenges. The president called for curbing the use of social media websites by the terrorists to promote for their ideologies and recruit new militants. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri chaired a United Nations Council Security Ministerial session tackling the ideology of terrorist organizations on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Shukri asserted that combating terrorism is the duty of the world community, adding that regional powers benefit from terrorist organizations to serve its evil interests.
Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri chaired on Wednesday a United Nations Security Council ministerial session tackling the ideology of terrorist organizations. The meeting was held upon an Egyptian initiative as it takes over the presidency of the current UN Security Council session. This comes on the second day of his visit to New York, where he is taking part in UN Security Council and General Assembly sessions. In the meeting, General Secretary of Islamic Researches Complex said that crimes committed by terrorism lead to West's misjudgment of Islam. He went on to say that Al-Azhar worked on to clarify the moderate image of Islam internationally. Meanwhile, Shokri asserted that combating terrorism is our duty, adding that regional powers benefit from terrorism organization to serve its evil interests. Shokri noted that terrorism organizations spread its extremist ideas via social media, stressing that we have to combat them by the same means. Earlier, the minister addressed a UN peace and security meeting, stressing that a real change must be done in UN's dealing with the international disputes. Shokri noted that Egypt presented the regional view to push forward the peace process. During the current visit, Shokri held a number of meetings with foreign ministers as well as senior UN officials. After the meeting, head of the UN General Assembly said that Egypt will play a major role in the upcoming period to help in settling crises in the Middle East, especially the Syrian crisis.
A court on Wednesday recommended death sentences for 25 people over tribal clashes in 2014 in the southern province of Aswan. The court asked the Mufti, the country's official interpreter of Islamic law, to consider the death sentences and it's scheduled to session to pronounce its final decision on June the 7th. The 25 defendants were among 163 people accused of killing 28 people in clashes between two tribes in Aswan that erupted after a woman was accosted in April of 2014. 16 of the defendants were present while 9 were tried in absentia. They were charged with murder, attempted murder and arson. The two claims, Bani Hilal and the Nubian Dawoodiya family, has long-standing tensions before the incident. Egypt has decided to open the Rafah border crossing with the Palestinian Gaza Strip. The border crossing opens on Wednesday and Thursday to allow for the crossing of students and patients stranded on both sides to cross. Officials said that extra staff was assigned to the border crossing to facilitate the procedures. Egyptian authorities open the border crossing frequently in an attempt to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip.